All right. Question 2 of the AMA series, Ask Me Anything. I'm Anita, the corporate navigation coach. I help Black women get promoted, make more money, live in corporate or work in corporate, and have a better experience than you're having right now. Trust me, it's possible. There's just some things that we don't know that we need to know. So today's question is, if I'm experiencing microaggressions, should I leave? You can leave. That's an option. And it's hard for me to say in your specific example whether or not you should leave quite yet without having a conversation and knowing the dynamics. And this is why I do like to have conversations with Black women, because it's not a one size fits all. Our experiences, the dynamics where we are all different. And that's one of the benefits of being in community and why community is a core value of Confident Women Lead. Because when we're in community, we can see that we're not the only one facing this. We can also get ideas, not just from me, but from our sisters in our community around how do we approach these things. We also get to hear about opportunities where we are in leadership positions and things like that. And we have openings and things where we can hire each other. With that being said, when it comes to microaggressions for everyone, you have a few options. The first one is yes, you can leave. If this isn't a good fit for you, decide it's not a good fit, and move on. Because what happens when you stay and you don't do anything about it is you then become responsible for your own suffering. Now, you can blame them, but they are who they are, and they showed you who they were. And then at that point, the decision became yours, whether you're going to sit there and tolerate that or not. By blaming them, you are submitting to being the victim. And there's no upside to being a victim, especially not for us as Black women. No one cares. They're not going to be any different. So then you have to ask yourself, if you are still sitting there and accepting microaggressions face on, why are you doing so? Like, what's the work that you need to do in order to be able to move out of that situation or to correct the situation? And then 2, so you can leave. 2, you can address it. Now, I tend to tell, if you listen to this Confident Women Lead podcast or any of my videos, I tell my people, we don't accept people talking crazy to us. We don't accept people talking crazy to us in the beginning. People treat you how you allow them to treat you. And sometimes microaggressions can be overt that we miss it at first. And that's one thing. But I'm talking about those of you guys who are facing heavy microaggressions that are like, not even microaggressions, it's just disrespectful. Because some of it is just disrespectful and you know it and everybody in the room knows it. If you are in, it's one thing if you are one-on-one in a conversation, that's probably the easiest to address or the easiest to let go if we're going to let go of something. But if you are in a room full of people and one person, regardless of race, disrespects you, the minute that you leave that unchecked, you've told the rest of the room that you can be talked to any type of way. You've told the rest of the room that you are not confident in yourself and you allow people to treat you that way. You have told the rest of the room that it's acceptable. And so what happens is this is how it becomes a toxic environment for us. Because what was a one person to you thing that you didn't like now becomes a you, everybody against you. Everybody's saying crazy stuff to you. Everybody's doing crazy things. So I know that what comes up for us is, oh, but I got to keep this job. Oh, but I did this. And that is a limiting mindset. And I'll cover that in a later video. But when people talk crazy to you, know that the minute that you allow it, it's only going to get out of hand. It's a form of any other type of abuse, disrespect, etc. When you allow people to do things like that, again, I don't care who it is. They are going to do it and it's going to become rampant. And if you allow it to remain rampant, the only thing it will do is kill your spirit, your confidence, and your soul. And it will increase your suffering. And to get out of that cycle, you've got to do that. They're not going to do it. They're having kicks and giggles or doing what they do, right? So if you're experiencing microaggressions, you can leave. You can address it. The challenge is knowing how to address it in a way that we deal with, right? Because there is an element of knowing how to do it diplomatically. There is an element of knowing how to manage conflict. There is an element of knowing how to manage your tone when you address it. again, if you need help with this, get inside of Confident Women Lead. Now, third option. The third option is to throw it back. But you got to be well into your career. You got to be well cemented in your reputation to throw it back. And when I say throw it back, sometimes instead, when I address it, if I'm going to address it diplomatically but directly, that's one thing. If I'm going to throw it back, I'm going to throw it back, and it's going to sting. But you're not going to talk to me crazy again. And I'm okay with what consequence comes with that. And I'm okay. I've thought it out. I've thought about, okay, I'm not acting off emotion, but these things aren't tolerated. So maybe Tom, Sue, Sally, whomever says something like I've had a guy say to me, so trust, I get it. Anita, I wouldn't want to be caught in the back alley with you. Who the fuck is in the back alley? I would say, excuse my language, but I meant that. My response? Oh, do tell. I know that Detroit's kind of rough. Why are you in the back alley? What's going on back there? Because personally, I don't hang out in alleyways, but it sounds like you do. Give me the scoop. And yep, I'm gonna sit there with my face just like this and wait for him to try to fix this. Because if I leave that unaddressed, what does that say about me? What is the dog and whistle? What is the indirect thing he said about me? That I'm violent, that somehow it could imply something sexual, that I'm aggressive? No, we're not gonna do that. That is uncalled for in the workplace. But it's been said to me. So do know that when I give you this advice, when I give you this responses, that I do understand that I am not without having the experience. The difference is I'm not willing to tolerate the experiences. The difference is I'm willing to stand 10 toes down in my confidence on what I bring to the table in me. And I have mastered on how to do that. And not only just for myself, but for my clients as well. So for those of you who are experiencing microaggressions, yeah, you can leave. But the challenge with leaving is not, you can't outrun it. You can't outrun America. As long as we remain really in this world, we can't outrun colonization. We can't outrun America. So that means that we have to learn how to navigate it in a way that we were not taught. Right? Like they have a playbook. They are consistent. What they're doing at this point, we shouldn't be surprised, and we need to stop talking about it and decide what we're going to do about it. You get to decide at this point, what are you going to do about those microaggressions? And if you feel like you have no power, that's another reason to be a community. Get inside a Confident Women Lead. I'll see you in the next video.